Okay, so we're getting there on the plumbing side. We've got the water coming out of the IBC tank, which will have the fish in it. I've still got to run a pipe off of this, which will be so that I can run a smaller system in the winter, but the water will now come down through up this, which is an SLO, solid lifting overflow. So the water will come out of here, pass back down. We've got a bigger tube that fits over the top, so the water will all get directed downwards. The solids that sit on the bottom, the clean water will come to the top, the clean water will go out of that one, and then that is our siphoning flange, if you like. That will be connected up to a tap, so then maybe once a week, once 2 weeks, we'll have to keep a check on it, but once we see a fair amount of solids in the bottom there, we can siphon it off, put that on the garden, and yeah, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. And that's the drain off tap. I've just bodged together. I started to sand this fitting down the inside of it to accept the reducer. Then got our ball valve, piece of 15mm overflow pipe, and then this piece is off of one of the 20-watt pumps. You get 2 different size nozzles for them, so I have plenty of these left over, and I'm hoping that the glue sticks this plastic to this plastic. If not, I'll have to come back to it and use a bit of silicone, but that will allow me to put a piece of hose pipe on the end of this, which I can then just run out of the little polytunnel, turn the tap on to pull all of the fish, the fish poo off into a watering can, and then go and use that on the tomatoes in the other polytunnel. So whilst getting all the other bits put together, I thought I might as well actually start filling it. That's going to take a few hours, I would imagine. So I can see it being a late one today. All I've got now is to connect the grow beds outside with this SLO filter. I'll get back to you. How crazy is that? All that rain and the sun shining down through them clouds. Everywhere's soaked. Anyhow, I'll put the upstands in, and the T-piece running from the SLO. So now the water should come in, fill up to 150ml, and then go back down, back into the reservoir inside the polytunnel. So of course this will get filled up probably to 150ml with 20mm type stones. I think they call them river stones on both of them. Clay pebbles would be nice, but they're costing an arm and a leg to fill this up, so we'll go cheap as chips pebbles, and then we can just plant straight into it. So I've also made a couple of little upstands that just go over the top of the overflow tubes, just to stop any stones from going down the overflow. So basically it'll still fill up with water. These are not sealed at the end, they are there purely to stop any stones going down the overflow pipes. Okay, that's the bigger pipe that I mentioned in an earlier video. So that goes over the top of the smaller pipe that's inside there, and that's what causes the water to make an abrupt turn back down and for the solids to fall at the bottom. And we haven't got too far to go now. Probably another, half hour maybe. Get it up to there, and then the water should start coming out, filling up the SLO. Once that's filled up, it should pass through to the grow beds. Should fill both of those up to 150ml, and then of course it should go on to the overflows, come back down the pipes, and end up in the reservoir. So once we get to that point is when I will turn the water off, because I haven't connected the pump up yet. I'll get round to putting the solar panel on tomorrow, hopefully. So we're getting near. Slowly getting there. There's the water just starting to get us into the T-piece. The only thing I'm worried about now is that rubber grommet over there. So I may have to do some alterations and put a proper tank. I've got one tank connector left, I think, which would go on there if that does happen to not provide a watertight seal. We shall see. So far it's working, as everyone said on YouTube. So if you imagine, this would have a, once this is filled up with water, the water will actually be higher than that pipe, and that is what the external pipe is for, just to make everything go back down. And so far the rubber grommet over there isn't leaking, so happy days. Got a lot of shite in this tank, but the fact that I'm going to run it for about, I don't know, 6 weeks maybe, test the pH and the nitrate and the nitrites and the nitrates, and then getting it ready for the fish, so we can see if this suction device works and gets the crap out that's on the bottom, and then we can skim all this off at the top. But the barrel is filling.